Welcome to Meet the Wolfpack. I'm Ashley Wadwani, and I'm sitting here with Kayla Morrison from TRU's cross-country team. Hi, Kayla.
Hi.
How's it going?
So far, so good.
Great. So you had classes earlier today. What courses did you have?
I did. This morning I had my research methods and statistics for my psych.
You're taking psych, and
yeah, I'm a psych major.
So you're interested in the human mind.
I am.
Cool. And what year are you in?
I'm in my third year.
Third year. So you're already thinking of kind of what specific focus you want on your degree?
Definitely. Yeah. I've always wanted to do the same thing. Actually, I'm really interested in mental health rehabilitation. So I want to work with victims of mental health crimes.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. And speaking of rehabilitation, I know that you've had some body rehabilitation with from the last couple years. Maybe tell us about your journey to getting here at TRU.
Yeah, so this is my first year at TRU, and it's my first year as a student athlete. I did a lot of track and cross country in high school, and in my grade 12 year I got injured, so I had to take 3 years off, so it's my getting back into it year. I'm not quite where I want to be yet, but hopefully this is my year to get back into the training mode, and then next year hopefully be a strong competitor.
Absolutely. So you kind of already figured out the university scene, and then now you're adding a sports kind of element into it. How are you doing with balancing courses this year?
It's a whole new dynamic because I have to go from, not only this year have I moved away from home, it's a new school, new people, and now I'm adding a sport into it. Plus I'm in my upper level classes, so it's a lot. I'm really lucky. My roommates are really good. They push me because they're in a pretty tough program too, so I'm really good with my studying, and my parents I talk to them quite often, and they're really supportive of everything I'm doing. So it's just time management and making sure that you get everything done and having your priorities straight. So
right. And where did you move from?
Langley.
Langley,
yeah.
Great. All right, so there's a few cross-country courses out there in the Lower Mainland, right? And have you guys traveled to the Lower Mainland this season?
We did. We just did provincials last weekend at in Abbotsford, which was actually, it was a really good race for me. I know I'm not going to nationals this year, so I was really focusing on provincials, and I wanted to do really well, and I got my best time. I actually got my personal best for the 6K by 6 minutes, so it was a huge improvement for me, and it was really good. I've run that course before, so it was nice.
And your parents and family got to be there.
They were there, yeah. My little brother was there, which is awesome. He's like my favorite person in this whole world, so it was pretty awesome to have him there.
Did he have a sign or anything like that?
No, he was cheering for us though. He was singing for us. He got us all pumped up, so it was pretty good.
Oh, good. Cool. And you mentioned pump up. I know that you are. I know that you are. I guess the pump up for the team.
I try.
Yeah. So I guess with an individual sport, but also being a team sport, is that kind of how you support your other teammates?
I try. Yeah. In high school, I was really lucky. I went to Walnut Grove, and that school was really good with supporting each other on teams and other teams as well. So that's something I kind of brought with me. So I like to start the huddles. I like to make sure we all cheer, get everyone all pumped up, and it helps. I see it. They always kind of look at me like, "Oh, Kayla, why do we have to do this?" But I see that it makes people excited, it gets people warmed up, gets people pumped up. So I have my dance buddies on the team. We're always dancing and cheering for each other. So it's really good.
Great. Maybe if we had some room here, I would get you to show me how to dance.
No.
I make you do that because I don't think I'm coordinated enough to keep up. Maybe
that's okay.
So. A new question, maybe a little different than what you would expect, but when someone on your team doesn't really quite do as well as they hoped, how do you guys kind of support them? I mean, in an individual perspective, there's not much you can do in getting them faster,
it's true.
It's more verbal, and it's more just kind of being their support, right?
That's usually me. I'm usually the one that doesn't do quite as well because, like I said, I've only had 6 weeks of training after 3 years off. So I've been really lucky. My teammates are super, super supportive. They're all really understanding of where I've come from, where I'm going. And it's really nice to have people. They're always at the end of the race waiting for me and helping me out. Sharon, our assistant coach, is amazing. She's helped me so much. Like just her motivation and her talking to me and getting me through it. It's really been good. And I try and do that too. So when other people have races that they aren't the best, like I totally get it. I sympathize with it. So I'm always there at the end cheering the loudest. So it's just really good to motivate each other. Yeah,
and I guess you don't want to push yourself too hard in coming back from such a long time of off. So what other kind of sports or maybe other activities do you do to kind of build the strength as you keep going here?
I focus really, really hard on strengthening my back. So I'm in the gym a lot. I try and strengthen my back so that, because it was a rib injury, so I try and keep my ribs in place by doing that. I go to physio as well, and then we do have 2 days a week where we do strength training with our coach Miles, and he's really good. He pushes us at the exact right amount. So it's finding that balance of pushing yourself to the your limits, but not pushing you past to get injury. And it's hard being like the competitive side of me wants to keep pushing harder, but then the mental side of me knows like, okay, like you've only had 6 weeks, you can't push that hard. You have to still find that balance. So.
And because you aren't going to nationals and provincials now have come and gone, during the off season, what are your plans then to keep kind of pushing yourself to have a better year next year?
Yeah, well, I'm still training with the team. We go until Christmas break, and then when we come back in the new semester, we'll be doing indoor training. And I'm actually really excited because we're going to do track training and maybe do some track meets, which would be super exciting for me because that's where I first came from. I did track before I got into cross country, so that's the atmosphere I like. I love being able to be seen the whole time because it pushes you that much harder. Because when you're in the trees, it's kind of hard to hear people, and like I feed off of that energy. So I'm really excited. I'm going to keep training. So
great. If you guys do track and field meets, what kind of events are you interested in looking at?
Well, that's funny. In high school, I did the 1500, the 3000, and I also did the 1500 race walk, which most people don't really even know what that is.
Hey, race walking is hard.
It is. You look like a chicken. You're kind of like, people make fun of me, but I actually got into it off of a dare from, we were traveling in my high school team, we were doing a cross country meet, and we were getting into track season, and I lost a bet, and I had to do race walking, and I was pretty good at it. And my coach, Megan, she was amazing, and I loved her, and I loved the training, and I got into it, and I placed in provincials every year with it, so it was pretty good. I'd love to get back into it one day, but
they're very critical of form. Like
you don't have
disqualified quite quickly if you mess up there.
Yeah, so. You get three strikes, you're out kind of thing. So I never, knock on wood, never got disqualified, and hopefully never will because
never will. Cool. So we might bring race walking here to Kamloops, I guess then.
I'd be the only one.
That's okay. You could inspire some other high school students maybe from Kamloops here
Hopefully.
who don't really like running, but maybe like walking, right?
Well, it's a nice balance. For me, it was always harder than running, so it was nice to have. I did both at the same time, so it was nice to have the cross training because you got strong in different areas, and it definitely helped with my running, and then my running training definitely helped with the race walking.
Well, yeah, race walking definitely involves your back quite a bit. You need that back strength.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. So if somebody was coming up to you and said, hey, I might want to do be part of the cross-country team here, what would you say are the biggest pros of our TRU team?
I love being a part of a team, and the atmosphere that we have, it's like my second family being up here, especially moving away from home. It was so nice to get into a group of people that really support you, and we hang out outside of training as well, and it's really nice to have that group of people and that bond that you have, and it's so much fun. It's great to have that competitive but also have people support you like that, so it's definitely worth it.
Great. Well, thank you so much for talking to me. And my name's Ashley, and this is Kayla, and that was Meet the Wolfpack. Join us again.